How you doing, everybody? Joe Henry, Lake of the Woods Tourism, and you know what? It's fall fishing, and the shiner run up the Rainy River has started. Those emerald shiners will go up in huge schools up the Rainy River. We believe they're looking for food, and we believe they're going up there because of a different water temp. The bottom line is, the walleyes from the lake, they follow. So we get a big influx of walleyes in that Rainy River, and that's called the fall walleye run up at Lake of the Woods. So here's what you need to know. First off, public accesses. You know, we have public accesses up and down the Rainy River. Starting at the mouth of the river, we have Wheeler's Point. You slide down to Bayview. There's a small access right at Bayview on the river. Then you slide down to Badette, where we have two accesses. And then you head east on the Rainy River, and we actually have Clemenson, we have Vetus, we have Frontier, we have Birchdale. All those accesses are mapped out on our website, which is lakeofthewoodsmn.com. Now, the other thing you might ask yourself is, what should I use? Well, traditionally, a jig and a minnow. Shiners, because of the shiner run, are obviously key. Some of our bait shops have live emerald shiners. Others have the frozen shiners, which some people actually prefer because of the stink and the scales that fall off, things like that. You can pick those up at our local bait shops. We have a couple bait shops right in Badette. We have a couple up on by the resort area, which is 12 miles north of Badette, depending upon where you're going to fish. And some of our resorts have bait, so there's lots of places to get bait when you come up to our area. Some people ask about, what else can I do besides jig if I don't know the area? Well, I'll tell you one thing, if you want to think out of the box a little bit, I'll tell you one thing I've done recently with success in that cold water is troll crankbaits. Depending upon the depth I'm trolling, I'll usually use lead core line because that'll allow me to slide a little deeper, and I can also slide a little shallower too. And I'll do some cranking. And man, I'll go right down the middle of that river. What happens in the middle of that river is you don't always mark fish because you have sand flows that go up and down, and those walleyes will lay in between them, and your electronics will go right over the top of them. So sometimes I just fish those areas, and I'll go literally right down the middle of that river, in that 20 to 30 feet of water, depending upon where we're at. And I'll slide up to that 10 feet of water some days too, and those fish will be hanging up there. But what cranking allows me to do is cover a lot of water and find those walleyes. Then I decide, do I want to keep cranking them, or are they quite isolated? I might go to jigging at that point just because I figured out where those walleyes are. A lot of ways to get her done up at Lake of the Woods. The bottom line is there's a lot of fish in that river, and there's a lot of big fish that slide up that river too. If you want to learn more about fall fishing on Lake of the Woods, as far as lodging, accesses, etc., or if you want to get a head start on your ice fishing reservations, check out our website. It's lakeofthewoodsmn.com.